Did you know there are 20 million searches for how to generate more business using cold calling? That's a shame, because surely calling in an ideal world should be warm, not cold. So here are 6 things to do to try and turn up the heat. The first point is strategy. What is your strategy? Why should it so often be cold calls? What about warmer calls to customers? Perhaps customers you haven't heard from for a while. What about cross-sell or upsell? Perhaps you have other services or products you could promote deeper into organizations. So what are your objectives with cold calling? Is it a certain level of turnover? Is it a certain number of appointments or web demos? Who are you targeting? Who's the buyer specifically? And what's the time frame against which you want to put this activity together? Thirdly, do you really understand the competitive environment as far as it relates to your customers? They might be using someone else's product. It might not be as good as yours, but if it does the job, the likelihood is there will be an inertia to change. And what outcomes are you actually looking for? There are quite a few, you know. Because, for example, it might be face-to-face meetings, which obviously is the warmest, but it could be telephone sales leads. What about web demos, teleconference type calls, or some other outcome that you want specifically from the call? I know it's dull, but data is critical to your success. Data ages, in other words, it goes out of date quickly, especially in B2B. So you've got to work really hard on your customer database. And that means maybe buying new data, which is fresh as possible, or building or validating your customer database before you make those cold calls. My final point is, what about your proposition? Who cares? The reality is, why would the customer meet you? Second, why would they meet you now? What's the urgency, especially if they've got someone else that they're already using? If you want to continue cold calling, that's absolutely fine. But I've got to tell you, be warned, you might need one of these. If you want more videos like this on cold calling and telemarketing, feel free to subscribe to our channel. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box below, but otherwise, feel free to share or like this video.